Most agents meet someone and immediately try to put them in a box. Buyer, seller, investor, waste of time. And if that person does not look like a deal right now, they move on. That is a huge mistake because some of the biggest opportunities in real estate do not come straight at you. They come from the side. I call this the 90-degree angle. Think about a drop of water. The drop comes straight down, but when it hits the surface, the ripples move outward. The one point of contact creates movement in directions you could never predict. Relationships work the same way. The person in front of you may not be the transaction. They may be the catalyst. Early in my career, I met a guy at an open house. He just moved from New York, and honestly at first, I didn't know how qualified he was. Then while we were talking, he kind of started to pitch me on insurance because he's an insurance agent. Now, most agents probably would have just tuned out and just been like, oh no, another person trying to sell me something. But you know what? He told me why he moved to Hawaii, and we started talking about hobbies. He liked tennis, he just started to get into surfing. So I actually needed life insurance, and I decided to buy a small policy from him. I didn't do it as some strategy to get a deal. It was a genuine relationship. It was a win-win. He didn't buy from me right away, but eventually, throughout our time talking and getting to know each other, he's like, hey, by the way, my mother has a condo that she wants to sell, and we're probably going to buy a single-family home. And that condo was about $800,000, $900,000. So his mother engaged me, and we got to sell her place. Then I found out that he had a condo in a different building, and the condo was about a little over $1 million. I was able to sell it. And that started from someone who looked like no business at all. The deal wasn't straightforward. It was 90 degrees off the relationship. They're so hyper-focused on whether someone can make them money today, and they miss the ripple effect of treating people well. Here's another example. I had a client looking for a property for his daughter while she was studying in Hawaii. He was interested in a particular building. He knew exactly what he wanted. And at the time, that was one of the few luxury condo buildings out there. So he had already been referred to another agent. In fact, he went on showings with that other agent before he met me, and he only met with me because he felt obligated to the person who actually referred him to me. He met with me in my office as kind of a formality. And when we talked, he told me that the other agent had showed him all the listings in that building. And at the time I knew, wow, there's about 24 listings in that building. You saw all 24 listings in 2 days? And he looked at me and he's like, what are you talking about, 24 listings? No, there are only 4 listings. I saw all 4 of them. That didn't sound right to me. So I opened up the MLS, put it on my screen, and showed him all 24 listings. Can you show me which 4 that you saw? And he had the paperwork that the agent gave him, and it turned out that the listings that he saw, 2 of them were that person's listing, and the other 2 were the company's listings. And so that's when it kind of clicked. That was it for him. He's like, wait a minute, why is this person not showing me everything else? And he asked me, hey, can you show me these other listings? The other agent was so focused on double-ending the deal to make that large commission that they just completely ignored the possibility of the 90-degree angle. I wanted him to have the full picture. No pressure, no games, just transparency. Because of that, ultimately he chose to work with me. But again, the transaction was not the real story. After I helped him out, we closed, got him acclimated. He was happy enough that the next time he came down to Hawaii, he brought his friends. One of the friends he brought with him owned a major real estate brokerage in Japan that was publicly traded on the Tokyo Stock Exchange. I had no idea. I just thought they were really cool guys. And so we built a relationship. We went out to dinner, we hung out, and that guy also bought real estate from me as well. And as we were building our relationship, he said, hey, you know what? I want you to come and speak at my company's annual meeting. So I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever. In my head, I had no idea that this guy was publicly traded on the Nikkei. So I thought I was going to be speaking to a small room of anywhere from 30 to 50 people. No big deal, right? I ended up going. We went to this large hall and there were over 950 seats. I had no idea I'd be speaking in front of 950 people. That relationship led into referrals, seminars, buying tours. On one of those Hawaii buying tours alone, we sold about $6 million worth of real estate. So that was a significant amount of business in about a matter of 4 days. But none of that happens if I treat the first client like a transaction. and try to make a quick buck. Actually, none of that happens if I hide information to protect a commission or try to get more commission. That's the lesson. Scarcity versus abundance. Scarcity asks, how do I get paid right now? Abundance asks, how do I help this person feel safe, informed, and respected? That doesn't mean that you work for free forever, and it doesn't mean that you let people waste your time, and it definitely doesn't mean to give away your business. It means you stop treating every conversation like a transaction test. The luxury market runs on trust, memory, and introductions. People remember how you made them feel when there's nothing guaranteed for you. That is one of the foundations of the set time method. It is anticipating what someone needs in order to feel safe choosing you. When you build your business that way, relationships start to compound. The first conversation is the drop of water. The opportunities are the ripples. And a lot of the time, the ripples move 90 degrees away from where you thought the deal was going to come from. Before you write someone off, ask yourself, what might be 90 degrees off this person? Who do they know? Who knows them? What kind of relationship could grow here? If you want to build luxury relationships with more intention and less randomness, go to luxuryagentstrategy.com and learn how the set time method works. Luxury is not just about the price point. It's about the level of trust you create before, during, and after the transaction.